Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jabulile Moketi, and this is my new talk show called The Locker Room. And basically, every week I've been uploading a video, but last week I uploaded only one, and then I've still yet to upload another one. A week has gone by, but don't worry. I'm gonna start being very consistent. You're gonna start calling me Jabulile, Mr. Consistent Muketi, just like that, because I'll be delivering every week and I'll be consistent. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that post notification. The love that you guys showed me on the last video was truly immense, and thank you for everybody who's been watching my content this far, and I hope to spread even more content in the near future. I mean, we've got a lot to talk about. Don't forget to grab your snacks, your popcorn, your drink, whatever you need, and step into the locker room because we've got a lot to discuss. Start off this first segment with an absolute banger because this was not on my banger cards for 2026, if I may say. We're going to start off with Ronda Rousey facing off against Gina Carano. To say this, I'm shocked, is an understatement. It's such a fact that I did not expect Ronda Rousey to be returning to MMA competition in 2026 after nearly a decade since she last fought. Her last fight was in December of 2016. After she faced back-to-back losses, which was bittersweet considering the fact that she is one of the women who helped bring women's MMA into the spotlight, and now she left the UFC on 2 losses. That early on in her career, she was known for her quick submissions, ending off fights, that's what she was known for. And her opponent, Gina Carano, is also an exceptional fighter. As I'm looking through my notes right now, she basically retired 7-1 with a winning record. I mean, she stopped doing MMA in 2009, which was probably way before I could even remember. But what I'm trying to say is that she also helped to pioneer this women's MMA and to put women's MMA where it is today and the spotlight that these women have. So this will be an entertaining fight. It's happening May 16th, 2026. This fight will be promoted by Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotion, which is a smart business move. Whether you like Jake Paul or hate Jake Paul or can't absolutely stand Jake Paul, one thing you can acknowledge is this man is one heck of a business guy, because this will be promoted live on Netflix. For those of you wondering, will my Netflix subscription go up? No, it will not. If you already have a Netflix subscription, it will stay the same. You don't have to book it. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to pay to watch, in other words. So you get it for free. And Ronda Rousey, her background is nonetheless exceptional. I mean, she's 39 right now, is a former UFC women's bantamweight champion, and Carano is 43 and is recognized as an early pioneer within the women's MMA. I mean, she tried to book this fight within the UFC, but ultimately arranged it outside the organization with MVP and Netflix. MVP, which is Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotion, he is a businessman at the end of the day, and this was a smart move by him. This fight is scheduled to be a 5-round featherweight fight at 145 pounds under unified rules of MMA, taking place at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. I don't know what this fight is gonna bring, because these are 2 fighters who are out of their primes. The first time I was introduced to Ronda Rousey was when she first got introduced into the WWE. That time I was a big, I still do watch WWE, but that time she was just coming off her MMA career. She started acting, and then she came to WWE. That's the first time I had seen her. And probably some of you are wondering, oh, you grown-ass man watching WWE. Don't judge me. Judge your baby daddy, not me. But what I'm trying to say is that she essentially, that's how I was introduced to her. I did not know Ronda Rousey, the UFC fighter. I knew her as the WWE superstar. And then later on, when I started to watch sports and started to further invest in UFC, and you kind of like, oh, she was a UFC champion. What she did for the sport, especially for women, was so good. And this is a highly anticipated fight between two iconic figures within the sport. Especially, I mean, Gina Carano, these are two fighters that are out of their prime, so I think this fight is gonna essentially be one of those fights that it's just like, it's for me, I feel like it's just more like a money making than an actual scheme. But I feel like these are two women that already pioneered a pathway for women within the UFC, and now they're making another pathway for women in other brands or outside of the UFC and within women's MMA, so that they can get what they rightfully paid and they can make even more money outside the UFC. So that is my take on that fight, and I think the winner of that fight will be Ronda Rousey. I got her to win this fight. Okay. The next segment that I would like to talk about is the Winter Olympics. What is the Winter Olympics without some sort of controversy? I feel like that's a norm nowadays. Without any sporting event, what is a sporting event without controversy? Well, before we get into the controversial side, I'm going to speak about the three teams that right now are in the leaderboards with medals. So starting at number 3, I'm going to put the table up here, but at the time of this recording, it is third place Team USA with 7 gold medals, 12 silver medals, and 6 bronze. Number 2 is Team Italy, who have got 9 gold medals, 5 silver medals, and 12 bronze medals. Number 1, give me a drum roll, please. It is Team Norway. Team Norway with 16 gold medals, 8 silver medals, and 10 gold medals. Congratulations to all of these athletes. I know there's some teams there, but congratulations to each and every single one of them. And these 3 teams are fighting for a top spot. And best of luck to all of the athletes. Well, the controversial topics may have been the curling controversy, which I'm going to speak about on the channel. There was a hockey officiating error where in the quarterfinal clash between Canada and Czechia, officials overlooked too many players on the ice, which led to a widespread of criticism on these referees. I mean, how do you make such a mistake? But that's another video. There was a lot of weather disruption. I think especially with winter, the weather is unpredictable. You cannot predict how the weather is going to be on that day. So there was heavy snowfall, resulted in a postponement of the free ski half pipe qualification round, complicating athlete schedules. There was criticism on the opening ceremony, where the ceremony faced a lot of backlash due to the booing of teams during the Parade of Nations. That was a big moment. I mean, there was one of the biggest controversies that I would like to that has been trending so much on social media is the controversy between between Sweden's men's curling and Canada's men's curling. So it had started off when Oskar Eriksson of Sweden accused Marc Kennedy from the Canada's men's national team of doing the double touch, which is a violation of the curling rules. So the way this works is that in curling, the skater has to push the stone. Once his hand is released off the handle, he cannot touch it. But video evidence that has been trending on social media for the past few days has shown another angle of Marc Kennedy touching or grazing the stone again. And Marc Kennedy did not take this accusation lightly, as he should, because it's not only an attack at the team, it's an attack at his character, his integrity, and his sportsmanship. So of course he did not take that lightly. And these two went back at it for the past couple of minutes. I mean, these two went back and forth at it. I mean, in such a sense that Marc Kennedy and Eriksson were just arguing like two married couples. I mean, they both weren't backing down, and so many harsh words were said to one another. And the decision was made on the ice. The thing with curling is that the decisions are made on the ice, and there's no video replay available, so they cannot look back at it and make decisions. And of course, after the whole incident happened, Team Canada did defend itself, with Kennedy claiming that the spirit of curling was compromised by excessive policing, and highlighting that similar incidents occurred with the women's team. And other teams have also stepped forward, such as Team Switzerland and Great Britain. They've came forward, reported similar concerns of double touches, and this has made such a wide variety of, or it has made a wider debate on why is there no video review in sports. I personally think that this whole situation could have been just solved if there was actually video replay, because if there was video replay, Marc Kennedy would have been held accountable, or Eriksson or Oskar Eriksson would have been held accountable. Both sides would have faced some sort of punishment, because an accusation of cheating, that's a huge accusation, especially in sports, because as a sportsman, one thing that defines you is your character. What kind of a person are you? It's your brand. It's just, many sponsors are not willing to associate themselves with cheaters, and especially with events such as the Olympics. Most athletic sports are self-funded, or they get funded by brands, and most of these people work the regular 9-to-5s outside of the Olympics, as much as the Olympic superstars, but they don't earn that much to actually make a living off of this, so they have to work regular 9-to-5s. And this attack on Marc Kennedy, he had every right to defend himself, as well as Oskar had every right to accuse him too. But Marc Kennedy, I mean, these guys are essentially human beings at the end of the day, and this accusation could have messed up with Marc Kennedy's livelihood. So that's why there was such an outburst reaction, and that's why it prompted this fight. Let's move on from all of the controversy. Let's leave the controversy one side. Let's move on to what actually happened. Let's shed light onto some heartwarming viral moments that I took pleasure in watching. And one of those moments was a dog ran onto the cross-country skiing course. And what was so heartwarming about this was that, you know, as athletes, we tend to get so competitive and so in our heads to the point whereby we have one goal and one goal only, and it's just win, and we do not want our momentum to be disrupted. But this time it was kind of different. I mean, this dog ran onto the course, and not only did he just he didn't just stand there and look so lost and confused. He literally went onto the course, ran with the competitors side by side, and even crossed the finish line, which was probably the most insane story I have ever heard of in my life. I mean, it just made my heart warm, because in a world full of controversy and what's happening, you know, you have these little moments that shed light to why sports is so great. I mean, everybody was just having laughter. Everybody was laughing, giggling, and it's safe to say that the officials have removed the dog safely without interrupting the competition. But this moment went quickly viral, and which led to a heartwarming moment within the Olympics. And the officials had a good laugh, and this dog was a Czechoslovakian wolf dog, which I'll try and find a picture. If I can, I will put the picture somewhere up here. Hopefully I do. But it was just a heartwarming moment which reflects why sports is so great. Why it shows me that there's still a little bit of humanity left within sports. And that moment